So, Coach Johnston, tell us what USC is getting with Anthony Gatson.
They're getting a special talent. He's one of those guys that comes along, and at an early age you realize how good his potential and what he can be. He's a big kid. To be able to do the things he can do at the size he is, I think it's going to transition well to the next level. He's a hardworking kid. He's a tough kid, and we've got a pretty tough program here. So I think that's helped him a lot, and it's going to help him for the next level.
What's his biggest strength?
To me, it's his ability to just carry his size. I mean, to be able to do the things and be as agile as he is at the size that he is, and I think that ceiling is very high. I think he's going to get a lot bigger at the next level, and but for a kid at a young age to be able to do the things he could do at the size he was, I thought that was probably his biggest attribute.
I know this is a proud program, all the state championships. Mm-hmm. It's Texas football, but kind of give us a sense for the level of competition and what he's up against each week here.
That's the thing. We're pretty successful every year. It's a big tradition here. Football's that's Newton. It's football. So for a long time we've always played bigger schools and up level of competition in the preseason to try to get ready for the postseason. So he's going to play some good. We play some good teams every year. You're going to play West Orange Stark and teams like that, and Woodvilles and Diebols and the teams like that are successful. 3 Division I, 4A Division I programs and things like that. So he definitely will be tested, and that's what I tell them. I said because we've had guys every few years we got big name guys, and I said once you commit in that senior year, I said you got a target on your back. Everybody knows who you are, and people want a piece of the man. I said so they're going to be coming for you, and they're going to know everything about you, and it's a little bit different once you make that commitment and you go that senior year starts. I said everybody's going to want a piece of you. Everybody's going to be watching you. So I think he's ready.
Is there one game or moment that just pops to the front of your memory when you think about him?
When he was a sophomore, we had some older backs that had a lot of experience, and we knew he was special, and but those guys were seniors, and he come in and kind of we worked him in, and he just the first couple games he started making plays that were like, okay, this he's going to be the man, and he's not normal, and by the end everybody knew who was the guy, you know what I mean? But just early on his sophomore year, just when he knew he had to kind of sit back and wait his turn, but then when he was given opportunities, he got in there and kind of said, okay, look, I'm the guy, and here it is. So, probably those first few games his sophomore year when he was just kind of the young guy realizing what he could do.
And then as a freshman, obviously, he played with Darwin and Barlow.
As a freshman, that, like I said, I guess you could maybe say his freshman year because we actually brought him up in the playoffs. He had, sore ankle as a freshman during the regular season and missed a few games. And then he got healthy and we brought him up in the playoffs when we made our run in 18. And, I'll never forget, I think it was a Dangerfield game in the 3rd or 4th round. We were up on them pretty good, and we put him in. And, it wasn't good for him because they couldn't tackle him as a freshman, and he scored a few touchdowns right off the bat, towards the end of the game, and that's when people started realizing, like, who is this kid? You know what I mean? Well, he's just a freshman. So, yeah.
So just kind of compare and contrast those two running backs.
That's what everybody always asks me. Last couple of years, how does he compare to Darwin? And they're a lot alike because they can do a lot of the same things. Darwin was great out, and we could split him out and throw him the ball. And DeAnthony's, that's probably his biggest improvement. He's gotten good at catching the football. Early on that wasn't his strong suit, but he's worked at it, and we've done 7-on-7 and things like that. And he's gotten where he can catch the ball well. So we've done things with him catching the ball. So there are a lot of he's gained kind of that level of success as far as the passing game. But that's what I told him early on. When he was a sophomore, DeAnthony was 205 pounds. And Darwin was 175. I said he's a bigger kid. You know what I mean? They can do a lot of the same things. DeAnthony's just bigger. He is. And I think he's going to be a lot bigger once he gets to college. But there are a lot of the same attributes where they can cut. That's one thing I always say about him. You look at big backs. Can they cut and keep going without slowing down, or do they have to stop their feet to slow down and then change gears again and go? And he's one of those guys, and Darwin the same way. They can make a cut and never slow down. You know what I mean? And so that's something you look for and a good running back, obviously, and that's what he can do. But as far, like I said, they have a lot of the same attributes. Deanthony's just a bigger guy. So
Great stuff, Coach. Thank you.